I'm Bryce.
And I'm Mike with my friend.
Today he's Mike T.
Little Mike T.
He's Mike T.
Today
not
we
today.
are doing Star Wars Jedi Knights issue 5. This series has been a roller coaster so far. Ups and downs. Not much continuity, but I think they're building up to something. And fortunately, not this issue is part of it. This is another one-off. Another one-off. This one's called Before the Fall. And I'm wearing my Yoda shirt today. What was this based off? Was it Jedi Tales or?
Yes. Tales of the Jedi, yes.
Tales of the
this
Jedi.
is a precursor to the Dooku episodes in Tales of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. So this is the main cover, and it's called, here it goes. Main cover for this issue, issue number 5 of Jedi Knights. And here we have Dooku. Actually, it's a nice cover.
It is very Dooku. One of those ones that you put a lot of detail in. And
I'm curious if that's actually the same artist that did the other one. Actually,
it's the same writer. It's Guggenheim. He's actually really good. He's a good writer.
It's the same artist too on the covers.
Yeah.
Actually, for the last 3, they're all the same.
Guerrero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good. And it's got Newt Gunray on the cover.
Yep.
And it's got Yaddle and Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
So really cool. Yeah, nice cover. I like this backlit with red.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. See this one's with the Ayla Secures. I like this one.
It's better than the Obi-Wan one. I don't know.
And it's the same. And it's the same lightsaber too. That's weird.
It is. I think the Obi-Wan it just needed to be blue. It just needed to be dark.
I honestly, it's the design of young Obi-Wan. I just don't think anyone really connects with that character.
Yeah.
You feel like he's wearing a full body diaper. A little ponytail. This
is a cool cover.
Old school, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the Yaddle.
Dark Horse type. Yeah.
Man, Yaddle just looks angry.
Yeah. She looks like she's gonna make your heart stop.
She looks like Yoda with a wig.
Like I don't know. Let's see. Here's Yoda. Let's see. Yeah, she does. She does. You're right.
Or Yoda with a toupee. Like back in the day, before he's giving up on the ball, he's still trying. Little George Costanza toupee.
It's greaser Yoda.
Oh wow.
That'd be said.
Oh my gosh, this does look like Yoda with a wig.
It's like a young Yoda.
Yeah, young Yoda.
Yeah, and obviously this cover here pays tribute to the Tales of the Jedi episode.
Lightsaber's a unique color though, right there. It's almost purple.
Yeah, I think they were trying to go for that traditional blue, but the way it appears on screen, it definitely looks like a lavender.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is what's the name of the issue? This is what's happening is the name of the issue.
Before the Fall.
Yeah.
But I do like how they have Palpatine in the background.
Oh yeah.
On this one.
Doing the puppeteering.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, little marionettes. This is her destiny.
This is a good cover.
That is a good cover.
Yeah, again though, this does look it looks more purple than
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
This is purple.
Well, it's almost like
but then you got the Force lightning in the other hand, which is kind of unique and foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. And again, the Ayla Secura, but with writing.
Yeah.
All right. Any favorite covers?
That first one, they put so much work in it, but I do like the Solo Dooku one too.
Yeah, Solo Dooku is nice. My only thing there on that one, I wish they would have taken a little bit more time.
Well,
it doesn't really look.
I don't know if they're trying to copy the other style that's been recurring, or if this is like trying to not copy the style. Like, let's not make it too close, but have it zoom in one. Because it's almost a little bit of a knockoff.
Go back to the Ayla Secura one on the next mic with the one with the lettering.
Yeah. See, it's zoomed out a little bit. I think you see both.
Yeah, it's not even. It's not the same artist.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I mean, they're trying to adapt that style. They're just giving somebody else a play at. I just, to me, I wish the likeness was.
This is Ivan. This is Ivan Tao.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different artist.
The lower one's really good too. There's a lot of detail on her face.
Yeah.
Why is she on this cover though? Was there something going on with her this month?
No,
she was nothing in the issue at all. Yeah.
No, but it's Jedi Knights, and they're just kind of
we could have done
going through it.
Yoda with a toupee.
I mean, if we want to go back to the issue we did 2 weeks ago, the variant was Obi-Wan, and he was not in that comic.
That's right, he wasn't. Yeah, you're right.
So they're throwing. I would assume Shakti. I would assume Yoda's going to get one. Mace is going to get one, and the whole council will get one. We'll probably get another version of Obi-Wan, from episode 2, depending on how far this series goes.
Yeah. All right. So I think my favorite cover.
That one. that Solo Yaddle one's pretty bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. This one?
I like it.
No, the one you're just looking at. The other one.
Oh, I like that one.
That one's I like it because it's foretelling, but this one's kind of like I don't know. To me, it's the last of this bunch.
My favorite one is gonna be this one. I like this one.
Yeah, this has had that similar art style to what we had saw one of the variants in the previous one with Django and Qui-Gon. And
this is my favorite cover. My favorite cover. How about you, John?
The original. They're just putting so much detail in those original ones.
This one?
That person took weeks to draw that. There's so
much.
Guerrero. The original is my favorite, but I do like the Ayla Secura one.
There's a lot
better than the Obi-Wan one. Yeah. But this would be a close second. I wish I had the money to get all these just to have them, but they're anywhere from $80 to $100.
Whew.
They're I think they're a 1/100 variant, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, 1/100. Sheesh. That's how much they are?
Aftermarket on eBay, yes. That's how. And usually Virgin variants like this are above retail when you buy them anyway. They're a more expensive comic because of the artwork and everything. So they fetch higher dollar, on eBay. I've seen the Yoda one anywhere from $80 to $100. Well, there's a lot of comic stores that
my comic store. So my comic store will get them all for me at retail price.
Well, the one of the 100s, I mean, they have to order 100. That's a lot for some stores.
Yeah, correct. You have to have a store that is confident that they can order 100 of these issues and sell through them. That's the goal.
Wow.
That's why you see the different variants at different levels. So you've got a 1 out of 25, you've got a 1 out of
1 out of
50, you've got a
25.
1 out of 100, and there's usually multiple 1 out of 25s though. But that 1 out of 100,
wow, 1 out of 100
is always going to be like this virgin variant of a special artwork piece. So it's always going to fetch high dollars later on down the road because they're limited.
It'd be cool to have a poster with all of them, a big
1 out of 100. Wow.
4x4.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Your best bet would be is if you ever wanted to take a trip to New York and go to a comic book store would probably be one of your best bets on actually getting one of those.
Well, cheaper to buy on eBay than flight to New York for it.
But that's what I mean. Yeah. You'd already have to be to New York for another reason and then go into a comic book store.
Wow. All right, guys. So let's get into this episode.
Get the crawl with Greaser Yoda.
Greaser Yoda. It does look like Greaser Yoda. Right. Hold on, let me get to the crawl here. Jedi Knights. Oh, wait. Hold on. Here. All right. Jedi Masters Sira Longa and Yaddle face the darkest mystery. Yaddle and Sira must unravel a strange situation involving the Trade Federation. Guest starring the mysterious Count Dooku. Will Yaddle save the life of the man destined to kill her? Well, we all know the answer to that.
Destiny. I feel like she gets played. I mean, I'm no jumping ahead, but yeah, I think she plays herself, actually.
She does, for sure.
I mean, I know we're going a little ahead, but think if something happens in this issue that almost happened. How much of the galaxy would have been saved?
I know. Although, well, jumping ahead to the end, he does tell her that she didn't really save his life because he had already saved himself.
Yeah, but they took him out. If they could take him out, they could take him out again. I think he's overestimating his skills against Wookiees.
No, because he pulled that lightsaber to his hand and he sliced.
I think they brought the lightsaber.
No,
well, they did. Yes, they brought the lightsaber on board, but he still summoned it from wherever it was on the ship to his hand, and
yeah,
I think he's over.
Because remember, still that's the whole point of getting your kyber crystal is it calls to you. So even if it's in the lightsaber, it's still he can still sense where it is, and he can still summon it. He's pretty damn powerful still at this point.
He is.
He gets jumped by a couple of Wookiees.
Right.
Knocked out cold.
3 of them. Well, I like that this issue started at the beginning. Well, it starts off with
what we've come to know through Tales of the Jedi of actually Count Dooku's fall, because this one is called Before the Fall. And the moment that we see at the beginning is actually the true fall of Dooku to the dark side.
Right. When he kills Yaddle.
Yeah. And which I like that they did that and kept with continuity, because most people, including myself, know that in Legends or whatever it is, Yaddle sacrificed herself by absorbing this bioweapon to save the people of Mawan.
Right.
And so that's how she died. And it's very reminiscent, how she sacrificed herself is also, if you think about it, was probably an influential way of how Kanan sacrificed himself to save Hera and Ezra and all them.
Mm-hmm. Remind me, what is she sacrificing when she is killed by Dooku? What is she saving? I don't remember. I just remember she's following him.
No, she was just following Dooku to find out what he was doing. She knew that something was going on because he alluded to it.
Does anything good come from her death or no?
No.
I would say the only thing that came from it is now we know the moment in time that Dooku.
Okay, so in story, nothing.
You know,
but we as viewers know that this is the fall they're talking about. But it's not like she did the Kanan thing where he saved them.
No.
So in the expanded universe, though, she had sacrificed herself.
Correct. In the
That's
EU,
how she died.
Completely different version. She didn't get killed by a former Jedi. She sacrificed herself to save essentially a planet.
Mm-hmm.
And she absorbed a bioweapon that just instantly killed her.
That's so odd because when their issue there came out, Tales of the Jedi, I didn't hear any backlash or anything like they kind of took her hero's death away.
There's always the crowd though that sees something that happened in the EU and it's totally changed. Like we know Yaddle dies, but we're gonna do it our way this time instead of.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was why I was okay with it because I understand that Dave Filoni does take his time in some of these things. He doesn't just make rash decisions. So this was probably well thought out of and knowing, hey, it's EU, but we want to tell a different story. So I was okay with it, but a lot of people, the EU fanatics are not happy with it.
This just came into my mind, either an animated series or comic series, which shows the fate of some of our Jedi. I think that'd be really cool. A bunch of one-offs, ones we don't really know what happened, shows all their fates. I think that'd be really interesting to watch. I think it'll be a lot of closure and a lot of honoring some of our Jedi. We don't know exactly what happened to them.
And right after this, when it pans, over to Yaddle getting off that ship, what is the name of that planet? It starts with an L.
Liscon.
Thank you. She senses something's wrong. She can just sense there's something in the future, but she can't quite see it.
She knows. She does sense it.
She can't quite pinpoint what it is because as we progress into the story and they become investigated because they're I don't want to skip ahead, I guess, so we should talk they're there to mediate an agreement between Newt Gunray of the Trade Federation and the Gratar? Was it Gratar?
I forgot what it's called. But she kind of
Quillanzaro and the Gilantar Corporation.
There we go. Sorry. I knew I was going to say it wrong.
Quillanzaro.
Gilantar.
Q. Oh,
no, but it's
Quillanzaro, chief negotiator of the Gilantar
Corporation.
Gilantar.
Right? Yeah.
Gilantar. I know that scene you're talking about, she feels something different. I think it's her fate locking in, her destiny locking in.
Well, it's referred to, a couple times. Because the way they put destiny on there, it's also it transitions from Dooku and what his destiny is to then the very next page, Yaddle saying the word destiny.
Right.
So that's, so this whole issue is, when you think about it, it's just Yaddle's sensing there's something going on and we see Dooku show up. Both Jedi are unaware he's there, so he's somehow able to mask them from their senses of knowing there's another Force user nearby because they were totally caught off guard.
They were.
And as we progress through that, and then he said, you are going to be among the dead, and to the fourth Wookiee who's the leader of this crew, he goes to kill that Wookiee towards the end, and that's when Yaddle steps in, and she said, "This is not the Jedi way," and that's where he alludes to, "I am working for someone who is working with the Trade Federation, and that's where he says, that's where you can tell his intentions at that point was, the turn is starting, but that alludes to Yaddle and how she's presented during the Tales of the Jedi. Like, it just leads kind of right up to that.
But I'm just surprised because Yoda has always said that always in motion the future is. So even though she says that it's destiny, that doesn't mean that it's set in stone. So she didn't have to die. She could have changed things so she didn't have to die.
Well, she could have beat him.
She could have. But she chose to not.
Yeah. Right.
She chose to let him kill her.
Well, I don't think it was either let Dooku kill her or Palpatine would have. Probably that was a no-win situation when she walked into that hangar bay where we obviously we see it in Attack of the Clones, in the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
What's the weird thing is too is like, so you think about how big of a puppet master Palpatine was. This is before Naboo. This is before the Battle of Naboo.
Right.
He's already turning and becoming an apprentice, and this is before the Battle of Naboo. So he was already becoming a Sith Lord, known as Darth Tyrannus, even though that was ever mentioned once on the big screen. But everyone just knew him as Count Dooku, whether it was him being a Sith or whatever. But yeah, it was. So Maul was still an apprentice, and he was almost like Dooku was a second apprentice. So he's almost breaking his own rule, the rule of two.
Well, no, he wasn't, because he wasn't a Sith.
Who wasn't?
But remember, he wasn't a Sith yet. He was just. The thing is that you can have people in training as long as they're not a Sith. There can only be.
But if he was Darth Tyrannus, then technically.
Yeah, we don't know when that name change happened, because we only know that he was Lord Tyrannus because it was mentioned in Attack of the Clones. Is
this the first time we're getting Dooku in alluding to collusion with Palpatine pre-Battle?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. Like, this is him falling to the dark side. Is it happens before Naboo?
This is not the first time, because it also was mentioned in Tales of the Jedi.
The Lord Tyrannus was?
No, of him leaving the Jedi Order.
But just because you're leaving Jedi doesn't mean you're.
Yeah. But that was like and anybody who's listened to the audiobook or read the Kevin Scott script of Dooku Jedi Lost, that's the whole explanation of him leaving the Order, which he does in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Tales of the Jedi was kind of like the visual version of that.
Right, but it's because of Palpatine.
And yeah, I mean, the influence was there, but he was also kind of like he just didn't want to be a Jedi, because we even see like how aggressive he was, and like Mason's in that one episode where he's with Mace, and I think he kills people that didn't necessarily need to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's unique that Palpatine was already pulling in somebody else. Like, he almost knew Maul was not going to live for very long, and he was, prepping, or I guess a low-level apprentice that doesn't quite have the Sith ranking.
It's funny. The more I think about it, the more I think that Dooku's more of a Sith than Maul. Maul was more just like a weapon, just
an assassin.
Attack dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because he also had. Because remember, Dooku had Asajj as an assassin. There are all these assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dooku was also
He wasn't
because he had Asajj Ventress. But was Asajj ever? I don't even think Asajj was ever a true Sith. Like, just
what makes
she
a true
studied
Sith?
under Palpatine,
I mean, she
the same
says
way
I'm Sith,
Savage
right?
Opress did.
I mean, she claims she is Sith, but like, what makes a Sith? I mean, is your DNA change? Is the title?
No, it has
Job
to
promotion.
be.
No,
It
it still comes
they have to
from
be
it still comes
apprentices.
from the master.
You get a badge.
It still comes from the master. Like when they choose you. That's the thing. Dooku was never a Sith master because Palpatine was still above him. So what he was doing with Asajj and Savage Opress was not what is indicative of true Sith.
No, because they would have been if Dooku had eliminated Sheev Palpatine. Then at that point,
Correct.
he could have anointed
He
them.
would have then ascended, and then Asajj would have been a true Sith because she would have been his apprentice.
Yes. Had he selected her right.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Which was also why it was easier for her to give up towards the end of Clone Wars, giving up on being that. And we see, like she has different crystals. Obviously, we see in Bad Batch, and she's completely different. She's more of like a vigilante than anything. It's almost like a Ty York, right? Like saber for hire. At that point, you're neither a Jedi and you're not a Sith. You just are who you are. And Ahsoka, for that matter, is the same way. Even though she's more in line with the Jedi way.
I think she's a Jedi. She just doesn't want to admit she's a Jedi.
They're all kind of in the same boat, though. They're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
She walked away. She walked away from the Order, same as Dooku, but her intentions of walking away were completely different.
Well, she's more like Asajj than Dooku.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to this issue, though, so they try to mediate, but they're unsuccessful. So they sneak into the Corellian freighter,
which
looked very similar to
Falcon.
The Millennium Falcon.
It's a Corellian freighter, so yeah. And they find out that he has inside there spice. And they're like, wait a minute, why is there spice in here? And lo and behold, that's where Dooku is, because he's guarding the spice for them, because they hired him to watch it. And then he's like, well, I'm here to watch it because you're going to try to steal it. And yep, right on cue, the Wookiees come to steal it, and they kidnap Dooku. And Yaddle gets bested, and she's like, well, I'm not hurt, just my pride.
Yeah.
And so then they go to rescue Dooku, which they really shouldn't have. And that's when
but that's Seattle, though. That's like
she has to do it.
She played herself.
She played herself.
Correct.
But Dooku does call his saber, but I don't see the part where they took his saber to him.
It's implied.
Well, that's what I figured, because it wasn't there.
Yeah, it's implied.
They're there. Because
they took it from him. They removed his saber from him.
I didn't see that. I'm just saying you didn't see. We're implying everything because you don't even see them take it from him. You just an explosion. Then
it's implied that when they captured him, they picked up his saber and took it. Because you got to remember, like, if you are going to kill a Jedi, what's the trophy, right? It's I have this Jedi's lightsaber because I'm the one that killed him, and we understand.
The Wookiees did.
Right, correct. But if you think, even going back to the Phantom Menace, when Anakin says, "Oh, you're a Jedi," and he goes, "What makes you say that?" "Because you carry a laser sword." And he goes, "Well, maybe I killed a Jedi." And that's when Anakin's, "No, that's like impossible."
Right, but the Yaddle didn't take it back to him. The Wookiees had it, so then he called.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was on the ship or wherever they were wherever they took him. They took the lightsaber with him. That's why he was able to call, because he could sense it was near.
Right, so he called it back. He escapes, with the lightsaber, and then Yaddle and.
So this is why I think they brought it. There's a scene where he's awake and captured, and they're talking to him, and then nothing happens. It goes back to
No.
Yaddle.
They tell him that they're going to kill him, and he says, "Well, as a last request, may I die with my lightsaber in my hand?"
Correct. And at that point, it's already flying through the air into his hand.
Because he tells them.
But this is later. There's this whole scene before. That's what I'm saying. If he could have summoned it, he would have summoned it then.
No. He says, "Consider it." He says, "Consider it." I'll show you here. I'll share it. He says, "Consider it your last request." See? He says, "Consider it a last request," and he tilts his hand, and it flies into his hand, and he ignites it, and then it kills the Wookiee. On second thought, don't bother, because he grabs it. I seem to have found it, and he releases himself. I'm afraid it's against my program to translate profanity because the Wookiee says something in Shriwook.
Sure.
But he's already escaped himself. And at that point, then they come in and Yaddle says, "No," because he's killing them.
Well, she comes into like his stance, but then it's the Wookiee leader that I think makes a dash for it, and that's when Dooku follows. Mm-hmm. And that's when Yaddle then.
But he was about to kill them. But Yaddle thinks that
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't say. There's no illusion. It doesn't allude to anywhere where it's at. It's just all of a sudden it's there. So it could be.
It's just implied that they took it.
Yeah, they took it when they captured him, but then he recalled it back to his.
You see it? It's hidden. All right, scroll down. It's hidden. Scroll down, or is it up? I don't know where you're at. Scroll down. Scroll the other direction. Other direction. Keep scrolling. Keep right. It's right there. Keep scrolling. It's right there. It's a shadow. right out of the screen.
Oh, it's right here.
Totally, like I didn't see it at first.
Yeah, it's right here.
They did have it. Oh.
Yeah, they did have it. They took it from him. And he says, "Can I have it as my last request? Can I have it in my hand?" And he's like, "Never mind."
Showed up the second he kind of force pulled that to him. I wonder if he was waiting on them or something. But yeah, I mean,
I think he was trying to find out information. He wasn't going to get it.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out who the Wookiees were actually working for.
And then he's going to kill them. And Yaddle's like, "That's not the Jedi way."
Yeah.
But she knows he's not a Jedi.
Still can't just allow murder.
Yeah. It's not Jedi way, but this is like where he alludes to Palpatine and everything that's happening in emotion that's going to be on a larger scale.
Right. And it will mean the end of the Jedi Order. So he's telling you what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
"Thank you for the rescue. Pity that we'll never know whether I truly owe you my life."
Yeah.
And then she tells him, "He's wrong. You did save his life." "No, dear, we did." And she tells her, "And yet it sounds like you're already regretting it."
There. Just looks like Yaddle right there.
Yeah, here she looks like Yaddle. See, but she's already sensing, because Yaddle's already regretting it, and she can tell.
Not really regretting it. I think she's the future for her is starting to become a little bit more clear at this point.
She says,
but she's still not going to give up on him, and that's ultimately what does her in.
Because she says, "Preserving life is never regretful, whatever the cost may prove to be." So she knows it's going to cost her her life.
At some point.
But it was worth it to save his life, even though it's going to cost her hers.
Because she never gives up on him. That's why she goes after him, in Tales of the Jedi. She follows him. So, like I said, I love the fact that they, did it this way, and with the canon, versus like the EU.
Yeah.
So I think even though it's extremely sad and depressing watching it happen, I do think it was like a better story to tell for sure, because it's more in depth of like who she is, and it's more in depth of Dooku's decline.
Oh no! I wish you would have done more Corey on him.
All right. Any last thoughts on it? Or what did I just do?
Last thoughts. I liked it.
I love the book. It was great.
Good episode.
My one thought is more of the whole series as a whole. I know it's supposed to be a bunch of one-offs, but it's hard to sometimes.
There's still an underlying theme, I think, though, with Qui-Gon at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one had nothing to do with it.
No Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
No Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
This one to me was a total one-off.
So maybe this does have some underlying. Maybe we see Count Dooku come back again later on. So maybe this is why he's here. This is more a Yaddle story. This is more a him story. Dooku, or even Sierra Longa. I forget.
Well, Sierra Longa didn't do much. So.
Yeah, she didn't do much.
I'll give this one 4 holocrons. It wasn't as good as the last issue. So.
I'm going to give it 3.5. Nothing jumped out to me. It was cool to see Yaddle and some premonitions, but at the same time, it wasn't nothing jumped out to me.
Bryce?
5?
5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm more invested in the Yaddle character than you guys are. So to me, I really enjoyed the way that they started this and how everything was foreshadowing to what we are going to know as the Phantom Menace, and then that whole thing. I loved it. So
Bryce is delirious. It's late and cold.
Not at all. Not at all.
It was a very good issue. It just
love the issue.
I mean, if this happened maybe before we saw the Tales of the Jedi, and then we see that later, it'd be like, oh man, that's. But it's still really good. I enjoyed it.
I just like that they revisited it, because then it just set the table for like what we saw or what we read and saw in the comic. So to me, it was just a really great tie into Tales of the Jedi.
I wish they'd added a little bit more than what we got in Tales of the Jedi. It was just the rehashing of Tales of the Jedi at the very beginning.
But it was enough. It was enough to know, though, that Yaddle is sensing something, and as this issue progressed, that sense became a clear vision. Like,
if they had given us,
wouldn't give up on him.
But if they had given us just a little bit more in that initial opening scene, like one little extra Easter egg, I would have given it more holocron. But they gave us nothing more. It was exactly the same.
I was fine with it.
If she would have said like one line, I should have let the Wookiees kill you or something.
Yes.
Oh,
Something more. Yeah.
I saved your life. Remember? Something like that.
Yeah, something extra. But no, there was no extra.
All
right.
Be sure you're following us on our new website at virtualcantinanetwork.com, as well as YouTube at Virtual Cantina Network, on Instagram at Virtual.Cantina Network, on X at Cantina Virtual, on Twitch at Virtual Cantina Network, and on TikTok at Virtual Cantina. And it's follow. Otherwise, this is that. You should join the Star Wars Celebration Los Angeles 2027 Facebook group fan page. Join that page. That's where everyone's at. You get all your information, all our events we're doing. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. Agree with us, disagree, comment on anything we're talking about. If we're wrong, if we're right, if Mike's wrong, if I'm right, please let us know.
I think everybody will agree that I'm awesome. So.
We all agree you're awesome. You're just wrong a lot.
No, you know who's awesome? Nubs is awesome. Nubs.
Do you have the whole lineup in front of you?
Nubs. I do. Here's Yoda.
Why is Nubs so much bigger than Yoda?
Nubs.
Well,
all right.
See, it's bigger than. I mean, Yoda's full grown at this point.
Nubs is huge. We saw him at Celebration. He must have weighed 2,000
Nubs, you know what? Wait a minute. There's another season of the Young Jedi Adventures. Have you seen it?
That came out like late December.
And the last
haven't watched
episode
it yet.
shows them all grown up.
Is he like that? Is he the size of a polar bear? Like that?
He is the size of a polar bear.
It's huge. I've never
He's
seen it.
huge. And he's handsome.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. I gotta finish that.
Yeah, I saw it. You gotta watch it with Sophia. It's so cute. So we need to do a review of those. They go to Batu.
You guys should do a review of those.
We should. I love them.
All right.
We should.
You should.
We should. You love that too.
She can help review with you guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Night, guys.
Thank you for watching. May the
For light and life,
with you.
we are all the Republic.
Hi, this is author Timothy Zahn. You're listening to Virtual Cantina Network.